So I'm a fan of the HG Zulu from Unicorn. It's a pretty nice looking suit, and there are some different variants. But the one I like the most would have to be the Zee Zulu, because I do like the goofier mobile suits from Xeon, and this one, as of right now, looking at it, it doesn't look that weird, but when you start adding things to it, it starts to show its goofiness, and I do appreciate that. It looks really cool. I love the blue, the different shades of blue. You know, definitely underwater looking. How the hosing goes down here around the chin, kind of looks like an oxygen mask. You got the tank here. You got the hosing from the waist and the skirt going around. And there are some stickers. It's not a lot. Mostly detailing like these little round ones. The sleeves, of course, that can't be helped with a high grade. I was kind of surprised these ones were stickers. And a couple little ones here and there. But it does look cool, and posability is decent for what it is. Like the head is kind of limited, but you can go up, and the hose is long enough that it doesn't pop out, which is nice because usually you think, oh, it's not going to be long enough, it pops out, they gotta stuff it back in. Nope. The arms are good because it does have a lot of armor, and they separated the waist just right. Skirts are a little limited. They probably could have taken this tank and lowered it a little bit because it's the flap that it's pegged into that is the problem. So they probably could have changed that a little bit, but they didn't. But the legs are still decent, even though that is in the way. So everything's pretty cool and standard and like normal as of right now. It just looks like it's an underwater mobile suit. So we'll start with kind of like the normal stuff. First we have the beam machine gun. Got a little rocket launcher here. And it looks cool. It looks average. Got a little peg here for a holding hand, which I don't have equipped onto mine because I keep it stored in this little briefcase. If you watch the OVA, once it came out of the water, it opened this up and it took out its gun. And it is molded just right to fit it. I don't know if it would fit any other beam rifle, but it works perfectly for this one. And this is where mine is always stored, in here. It really holds it together nicely. Just peg onto the back, either side if you want, and it's ready to go underwater and then come up with its gun. And it's also got a pair of knives. Now they're called heat knives. And the sheath, I actually forgot the sheath was a thing because I've always had the knives in the hands. But it just pegs into the hole in the back skirt. Although, it's probably for the best I keep them in the hand because they're a little loose. So, maybe that's why I did. But yeah, they're cool looking though, so I'll let it slide that they don't hold that well. It would have been nice if they kind of clicked into place, but they don't seem to. And while I found it was easy to pull them out of the hand, it's a little hard to get them in because there's a little lip at the bottom of the handle. So that seems pretty good, right? You got a rifle, you got some knives for close combat. Seems to be well equipped. In the wiki it says it has a heat sword like the Goof has. But if I remember correctly, it didn't have it. It was the other one. I can't remember the name of it. It's the one with the mohawk blades. And it was getting his butt kicked by the Virulent. And this guy took the sword and went to attack the Virulent. Paid for his choice, but you know what happened. But what I'd like to have is these. It's got a pair of Wolverine claws. You can do a little bit of stick. And yeah, they're all individual. It's pretty cool. Like, this is just a simple little thing. And it just pegs onto the underside of the arm. So now, if you think about it, you can actually make this look like it's got claw hands. And if I had pegged the blades in the way I usually do, they would. And just by a little rotating of the handles, he now kinda has a pair of claws for hands, which is neat. I think that's a nice little touch. But we're not done because, I mean, how's he gonna swim in the water without his flippers? Probably the dumbest thing that this model has. It's just funny. And they fit way better than they should. Like, the way they go on, they just kind of slide in and they click into place. Like little flippers or snowshoes. It's just so dumb. Like, they're just flippers. There's no thrusters on them or anything. You just kick them in the water. I love it. This thing is so dumb. But like I said, if you have it without the blades and the flippers, he kind of seems standard, generic even. It's like, it's a underwater mobile suit. Fair enough. But it's when you start adding the blades, the knives with the blades, his little flippy feet, then he starts to be silly. And I really do like it. I wish they had more of them in Unicorn, different like weirder, like wilder variants of mobile suits, even different ones of the Garo Zulu in general. But this one definitely hits in the right spot.